Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, the Rumpled One, coming to you Monday, July the 19th. The year's 2021. Let's talk trading. Weekly open and gap. Normally, I do this video on the Sunday. Unfortunately, last night, I had a network problem. For some strange reason, my MT4 platform wouldn't connect. The other parts of the internet were fine and it didn't work. So I thought maybe because I had a Windows update that was the computer. So I tried my other computer. That didn't work. So I thought, well, maybe it's my MiFi device. So I tried to turn my phone into a hotspot and that wouldn't turn into a hotspot. So that's when I determined there's got to be some type of network error. So right now it seems to be working. So, just a reminder, these videos are for educational purposes only, and your results may differ from mine. But my little outage goes to show you that you need a backup. At least on my phone, my MT4 platform was connecting. So if I had any open trades, I could close them if I wanted to. If I really wanted to get in a trade, I could. So always have a plan B and plan C just in case things aren't working quite right. So looking at the weekly chart so far, you can see we've got one pair that did not fill the gap. The pound had gapped up, it filled that gap, and now it's really breaking down. You can see here, if you look to the left, you see where it is. It's in a spot where it could really fall. The bottom could drop out. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. And we broke out of the opening range for the month, and you can see we're in the opening range for the year, and we're only 34 pips above the yearly open. Um, you can see here the seasonality seems to be off at the moment. It says see a move higher in the early August. Well, we're a little past halfway through the month. We've got 10 trading days, including the day, left in the month. So anything could happen. But it's real interesting here. We're back near that yearly open. And we broke out of the inside bar from 2 weeks ago, 68 pips below it. And right now, we're close to that monthly inside bar low of 136.69.8. Actually, it's 1.36698. It's just that fifth digit. I usually say point before it because it's points, not pips. And we do have some inside bar action, as you can see here on the dashboard. Funny thing, look at all these pairs over 100 pips, but the pound's right there at 99. It needs to push a little bit lower to get to the 100. So obviously something's going on, which is really interesting because there's no red news. So something's going on out in the market. I guess the dollar's getting stronger in some cases. And I guess the pound seems like it's kind of taking it on the chin a bit. But not with the New Zealand dollar. That's still in positive territory for the day. We missed a pivot on the daily. Green rats should be getting ready to feast. If you noticed here, this is the rat dots or rat zone right here, and it's showing you that his price made new lows these dots got pushed down. So there was an opportunity to make some pips out of the green rat zone right here. So it was bearish, lower day near the pivot was short, near R1 was short, near S1 they said long, but we're now below S2. Coming towards the weekly S2. And also we haven't hit the weekly pivot yet either. So monthly pivot we haven't hit, weekly pivot we haven't hit, daily pivot we haven't hit. So we got some open pivots there. We'll see what happens. The question is, oh yeah, there's that one pivot right here from February. See if that pivot gets taken out. Wick zone, not much of a lower wick zone, so just that was basically a wick line, and it just crossed right through. And looking at the smart ranges, you can see for the week we're still at the 0 percentile, so we've got, looks like we got some pips to make. Previous low minus low, 90 pip, a huge breakout to the south side for you horizontal line traders. And open the low 96 for those of you buy zone traders. And high to close is 93 pips at the moment for you rat zone traders. And looking at the Walmart lines, as you can see here, short at 37.10 with another short breaking out of the H1 at 36.91. Got a 3-ball on the bottom, 2.9, 2.7 pips, 2.6 pips off that low. Range this hour, 49 pips, 96 percentile. So definitely had a big range. And looking at the higher low, lower highs, looking at the, we're on the M5 chart here. Why did something's weird? Why did that move like that? But we're looking at the M1 lowest high here, wanting to trade out of this zone to the north off of the 3-ball. Let's see, there was some questions. Somebody asked about the H1 candle color and why sometimes I'm trading against it when I said to trade with it. It's a rule of thumb. So basically, you want to trade with the H1 candle color, especially if you're struggling. You know, it just puts one more thing on your side. And what we try to do, or what I try to do as a trader, is I try to minimize the number of variables. That's like a old-time trader. Let's see, I guess it was 3 clips. Hit me up on Facebook Messenger and asked if I was still trading like a rat. I go, yeah, sometimes, but sometimes I'm pivot fading, and sometimes I'm doing the lower high, higher low. So yeah, sometimes I'm starting to, you know, in the day I might be long one time, short another. Um, And that goes against the rat. But the rat is, it's one particular trade looking for a reversal. So right now, if I'm a green rat, I'd be looking to go long because I'm within that rat zone. So chances are there may or may not be a green candle in the rat zone on the H1. But if I'm going to switch this, you're going to notice these lines, quote unquote, repaint. Because it's based on what's current. So as you can see right now, we've got a red candle in the rat zone, H1. So we got about 20 minutes in the hour. You can sit on your hands and just wait for the next hour. Hopefully the hour open will be somewhere in the rat zone, and maybe it'll take a test that daily low, get near it, and then reverse. And then as soon as the candle goes to the green side, which would also be a holo trade, a lowest open, you jump on that H1 candle and you might be able to ride it for 10, 20, 30 pips or more. Just depends. Of course, you have your finger on the close button. So if you've got a couple pip profit and it starts reversing on you, you get out before it takes you down. Because you can see here, there was a nice trade here. But if you didn't take it, and market took it back. So chances are the rat zone right here probably wouldn't have been, but let's see. Yeah, you would have still been in the rat zone here when this candle went green, and that would have, you could have gone from, let's see, 11 to 44. That's 33 pips. So you say you could have bagged 30 pips on that, and you'd be sitting happy. Then all of a sudden it starts going against you, and if you didn't get out of that trade, it took it all back and then some. So that's the importance. So sure, you could sit here and look at M5 and try to take your rat trade right here. But once again, if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time, look at the H1. And then also think about the H4. Has the H4 done its range? Because one of the things you don't want to have happen is you don't want to get freight trained by an H4 candle where it looks like it's going one way and you're all happy, and then all of a sudden, boom, it goes the other way. So, and it hasn't hit its range. It's just something to keep in mind when you're trading. I don't recall if there was any other questions out there. Let's see. Oh yeah, there was a trader was asking me about some old TradeStation code. I'm gonna have to dig through my disk, my CD backup, because all my other computers that had the ELDs, I haven't fired them up probably in a decade. I don't even know if they'll turn on. I've got my 5 desktop machines that I used to use. Now I just have the one laptop. I've got 2 laptops, actually, one that I use and one's a backup. Because once again, I don't have the bandwidth to support multiple computers because I live out in the country. So, fellow traders, that's the weekly open. I hope you have a profitable day, a profitable week. Keep your questions coming. Just remember, when you sit down at your trading platform, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So, go out there and drain the banks. And once again, if you happen to go over to Reddit, and please sign up to my Never Lose Again Reddit subreddit there. So, because right now I'm the only member, and I don't know how long they'll let me keep something if I'm the only member. So, have a good one. This is a rumpled one. Over and out.